There are. I think the Capitol is shut down now for threats that have been made against them again. They're threatening to kill them, so they're shut down right now. And then, as well as there has been a whole slew in multiple states. There was a voters law that Biden put out and has gone forth, and a lot of states, of course, Georgia, Pennsylvania, those states who flipped, have put out voter suppression laws now to stop people from voting. That people now need to have 2 forms of ID to vote, and it goes on both sides. There's laws that Democrats have put forward that don't make sense. They are advocating for 16-year-olds to be included, not to be able to vote, but be able to vote. And so that's now being put out there. And so you see the craziness, and I may vote Democrat, but it's both sides that come with the foolishness. But the conservative side seems to be doing a lot more and pushing a lot harder to pass a bunch of voter suppression laws. And so if people are watching and you don't know about that, look them up. If you're in those states that flipped, pay attention and know who you are voting for when you put them people in office, because they are coming for your votes. All right, you will need multiple forms of ID to vote. A lot of people are going to be taken out. There is an opt-in thing that they're putting forward. And so if you are a Republican state, a lot of those people that you voted for are going to vote for this to go past. And that's us. That's us that they're going to stop from voting, you know?
So I want to say this for those who are listening to, and hopefully those who are listening on replay. If you work in higher education, specifically at HBCUs, please start preparing for this, because the other issue that we tend to see is our students end up wanting to vote, but they don't go back home. So then you have these confusions between absentee ballots, and then you want them to register in that county where your school is located, but then in some places you have to end up busing your students to like almost 10 miles away just to go ahead and get them to vote, because they don't have a voting precinct next to the campus. So if you are in higher education, specifically for us at HBCUs, we know it. Like, they're showing their hand right now. Let's plan in advance and prepare for what could happen, because this is what ends up happening. They start to plan, we're not paying attention. When it happens, oops, we dropped the ball, and then we get another 4 years of us complaining because we didn't vote, we weren't prepared. Like, and I think that goes back to, for many of us who grew up, of you have to know how to play the game. Like, the game doesn't change, the rules don't change. It's just how they play their hand. And you're seeing them play the game. You're seeing them play their hand. Get ahead of them. Go make sure you're preparing yourself to know how to respond to what's going to happen in another 4 years. And it's even similar to if you're a chess player, like, you have to be ahead of your opponent. Like, however you have to make this make sense for you. Let's not get caught up in, we have Biden and we have Kamala. Yep, that's great. They still playing the game. Like, we didn't win. We won this round. Like, the game is still going. At least they still playing. So we got to keep going. So I hope we prepare for this, because it's going to end up getting real messy before it gets better.